Yo, yo, yo. I'm back. I know it's been a while. I know it's been a minute. And I don't know if I'm fully back or not. Okay? But just as much as you miss me, I miss y'all equally the same, man. So, you know I'm back with another reaction video now. Now that I have returned, man, okay, there's a lot of things that we got to talk about. I'm going to be streaming, preferably from like 12 a.m. time. Yeah, it's going to be late. From 12 a.m. time to at least a good 3 or 4 a.m. Almost trying to do that every day. I don't know if that's going to work out. Don't hold me to it. Don't. You're not going to be happy. But today we have a reaction video about a Minnesota case. It's called the case of the Minnesota assassin. And I didn't know he was getting down like that in Minnesota. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's glad to be back, man. If you stayed here all this time, I seen some subscribers dipped. I don't blame them motherfuckers for getting the fuck up out of here. Let me stop cussing before I get demonetized. But yeah, man. You know the drill. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you have not. That goal of 200 is in the fucking dirt. But we almost there. 200 subscribers. Let's get it. Let's do it. It's still a believable thing. It's still a goal of mine. It should be a goal of yours. Now let's get to this video, man. Alright, like I told you guys before, man, the case of the Minnesota assassin. Word on the block, this man was knocking people off without nobody knowing. Let me just shut up. Okay, let's get to it.
Man is about to show just how much of a monster he really is. On September 12th, 2021, this man, 38-year-old Antoine Suggs, assassinated 4 innocent people in the middle of the night.
Whoa.
Our small team of investigative reporters has gathered the footage and case details about Antoine and how all 4 murders came to be in order to present the whole story in its entirety for the first time ever. This all started very early in the morning, a few days prior, on September 8th. Antoine arrived in Minnesota via airplane from his home state of Arizona, and footage shows that nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. But that changes very soon. Antoine is picked up by an unknown person and leaves the airport with them. A few days later, on September 11th, late at night, Antoine revisits the airport in a new luxury Mercedes SUV. Later investigations report that this car was recently loaned to Antoine. It is unknown whether or not Antoine is connected to a larger organized crime group. While it's a logical hypothesis considering the value of this luxury car Antoine is now driving, we have yet to unfold the full story of this case, as it is only just heating up. We don't know why Antoine revisited the airport, but the surveillance footage gives us a glimpse at his passenger, who bears a striking resemblance to one of his future murder victims, Nitosha Lee Flug Presley. If the passenger is indeed Nitosha, then this was one of the last images showing her alive. According to a complaint filed by an anonymous person, a witness said they saw Antoine and Nitosha taking shots together at a bar just hours after he left the airport. Records also show that Nitosha's aunt told investigators that Antoine and Nitosha were romantically involved. Putting all this information together, it's becoming more and more likely that this passenger is indeed Nitosha. After a night of drinking, it is believed that Antoine and Nitosha went to a residence in St. Paul, where they spent time with 3 other people who would soon become Antoine's other 3 future murder victims. They were Lois Foreman III, bodies, him. Hours later that same night, now the very early morning of September 12th, surveillance footage caught this altercation sometime around 3:30 a.m. in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
In this footage, we hear gunshots and then that same Mercedes car speed through the streets. It is clear this is when the murders happened. But what Antoine does after this is quite shocking. On the same day around 10 a.m., after driving around for many hours trying to figure out what to do with the dead bodies, Antoine decided that he needed help hiding the bodies. So he makes plans to meet up with his father, 56-year-old Darren Osborne, at a gas station during the day. Antoine's plan was to have his father follow him into western Wisconsin to a cornfield where they would find an inconspicuous place to dump the car with the bodies in it.
Now look, I don't usually pause videos, man, but if your father, right, hear me out, and your son called you and say, "Pops, I got 2 dead bodies in my car. I'm riding around right now. I don't know what to do. Can you help me out, please?" What are you doing? Now, I'm going to give you little options right here. I'm not just going to leave you out in the dry. Option A. We all know option A, right? Call the police. Option B. Help your son dispose of the dead bodies and possibly be arrested and go down for the crime that he did with him. Or option C. Block that motherfucking number. I'm going with option C. I'm blocking the number. You ain't my son, gang. I don't know where you got this thought of killing motherfuckers from and having them in your car at that. But yeah, my son ain't that stupid. Let me know in the comments what option you picking.
Osborne later told officers that he had no idea at this point there were bodies in Antoine's car. On the way to meet with his father, Antoine stops at a different gas station than the one planned for the meetup spot. In this disturbing surveillance footage that shows this particular stop, you can even see one of the deceased victims in the passenger seat.
You ran
and
around
showing no signs of life.
with a dead body in
And
your
while
passenger?
those bodies are in the car, Antoine is inside the gas station, paying for his gas just like it's another normal day. Antoine continued traveling to the meetup spot, moving from St. Paul, Minnesota to Dunn County, Wisconsin. This time, stopping at the originally planned gas station. We see him and his father convene at the gas station and they speak a bit before driving away. It is presumed Antoine had now moved the body out of the front passenger seat, considering his father would have clearly noticed a deceased human being sitting in the car.
Anyone would
That is,
have.
if Antoine's father is telling the truth. Again, at this point, according to the father, he did not know what Antoine was up to. However, it is reported that Antoine allegedly confessed to his father, soon after the meetup, that he had snapped and shot the victims. At this point, it's becoming more and more difficult for Antoine's father to deny his involvement with this situation. Antoine and his father allegedly went on to hide the car with the bodies in it in a cornfield further into Wisconsin. It is reported that a local anonymous farmer found the abandoned Mercedes in a cornfield in Dunn County, Wisconsin. He very quickly reported it to the police. At this time, no one knew of Antoine's or his father's involvement.
You got a GTA style that
we do
car,
have
my guy.
body cam footage that details some of the officers' experiences investigating the car in the
brick on the
cornfield
gas
with the deceased
pedal.
victims in it. What they
Line
find
that bitch up
is
with the
extremely
ocean.
brutal.
That's where we're gonna go in right here.
Put that on drive. Go. On me. I'm not trying to tell you how, but this is dumb. A cornfield is flat out stupid.
We did open the back door.
Yeah, I'm making the underwater crew work.
Do we know if that one
Yeah,
in
they
the
on
back
payroll
on the
for.
far right is male or female?
Do you know? The one on the far back, the behind the driver.
So they were stiff when you moved them? Is
Yes.
what Somebody said.
That's the one talking to me, guys.
I opened that door. I basically went like this, and it was just, you know, hard, stiff, rigor, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, the male, we didn't check anything on him. I thought there was like a hole. Looks like there might be blood pooling in his ear, or I thought maybe that was an entry or exit wound. I'm not sure. Thank you, guys. Yep.
Well, it looks like if an actual key started out push button too. We can use it. There's no keys in the ignition. A whole bunch of blood on their shoe. I see that. Yeah, it's pooled, yeah. Definite bullet wound to the right side of the face, right side of the ear on him.
Male?
On the male.
That's what I thought.
These officers are taking careful note of entry and exit wound details for a very important reason. This detail alone is extremely helpful in determining if the murders were committed with intent or in self-defense.
Right. I mean, that looks like an entrance wound right there.
It didn't look like an exit wound to me. I'm guessing she got shot in the body, though. Yeah, there's blood on her left arm and on her right, and it's old. Watch your right shoulder, man.
Yep.
You don't want to touch nothing in there, man.
Oh, what's in the pocket, Dan?
There? Dried blood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's dripping right now. Oh, yeah. Male. And shot wound to the head. Like, yep. There's the exit wound over here. See on the front seat?
Yeah.
Right below, right where the shoulder rest is, that white stuff, is that brain matter or skull particulates?
Hard to say.
Oh, he got the
she wearing her
sheriff
seatbelt
as his
still?
screen.
I couldn't tell if it was just behind her.
Good job.
Behind her.
Serious.
Just probably so that it wouldn't beep. Because the weight's in there, so it'd beep.
I want to know where the gunshot wound is on this other gal. How do you have exit wounds and there's no
You're like an older
damage
Jack
in the
Doherty.
vehicle? Well then, but also if it's a headshot, wouldn't she have splatter? I mean, you got splatter on him, but it's just weird. Well, his is coming from his nose. You know, that's just draining from the nose from the brain. Yeah, oh yeah.
Hopefully everyone is doing well, man.
Did we look through the... Well, let's just get out of here, I guess. We'll go talk to Kyle.
During later investigations, Antoine's Arizona ID card was found on the floor of the car, covered in blood. This pointed the officers directly to him and later his father as well, as more information was discovered after they reviewed the previously shown surveillance footage. Officers arrested Antoine's father first, and then charged Antoine with 4 counts of hiding a corpse. Antoine, now back in Arizona, turned himself in to the Arizona authorities. Antoine would now be brought back to St. Paul, Minnesota, the city where he committed the murders. This is where his dramatic legal trial would take place. Over the course of the next few days of Antoine's trial, he claimed, incredulously, that he acted in self-defense in the killing and transporting of the 4 victims, which the prosecutors stated that they find improbable. Antoine has had a lengthy history of breaking the law, including multiple instances of unlawful possession of a firearm, possession of marijuana in a vehicle, driving with a suspended license, and much more. Even though Antoine had never racked up any charges nearly as serious as murder, this made it quite clear that Antoine is no stranger to criminal activity. During the trial, Antoine never gave any reason other than self-defense. He said the 4 victims were attempting to rob him, claiming he was the victim in this situation. However, going back to what the police learned about the entry and exit wounds of the bullets in the bodies, it's obvious this is definitely not a case of self-defense. Even though no one believed Antoine's excuse, he still gave no other reason as to why he did this. So we may never know his true motive behind murdering the 4 innocent victims. The jurors, after 6 hours of deliberation, decided that Antoine was found guilty on all 4 counts of second-degree intentional murder and was sentenced to 103 years in prison. His father, Darren Osborne, was charged with 1 count of aiding an offender. After pleading guilty, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison. These are the jury verdicts that show Antoine being found guilty on all 4 counts of murder. Judge Japal Harris, the judge who sentenced Antoine, told him this: "Each one of these individuals deserves that you serve time for each one of them." What do you believe could have possibly been Antoine's motive for killing these 4 innocent people? Let us know what you think.
Stupidness. Just playing out, being slow. Oh yeah, this is the next video we reacted to. I'm gonna let you guys know this now. But let me talk about this video. Hold on, I'm gonna go to full. YouTube, man. That video was a crazy one. Now, you can't really call this man an assassin, because he's not smart. You gotta be cold, bro. I'm not trying to promote it or say that it's a good thing to go out and murder some people. But I've read the title and I'm deceived. They should have called this dumbass killer or something in the lines of being stupid. You riding low, no. You went to the gas station with a dead body in your passenger seat. How you ain't get arrested that day, bro? Like, you got blood stains in your whip, man. You got your ID underneath the floor mat. I mean, if you wanted to go to prison, bro, just say it, bro. I feel like this man just sat in his room like, I got all these charges. They ain't sent me to jail yet. How in the hell can I make it inside that prison? Let me catch 4 bodies and leave my ID underneath the floor mat. Be a perfect idea. And then you had to call your pops to get your pops involved. You know your pops not gonna say no, bro. He raised you. It's like you and him through thick and thin, bro. It's like a pops, bro. As a pops, bro. If your son was to call you and tell you that he got himself in this much amount of trouble, of course you're gonna try and help him out. Of course, bro. If you a good father. I can't even say that though, cause I just said I was gonna block my son up. But look, bro, I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys. I need to hear you guys' opinion because this whole story is just crazy in general. 103 years, you're not getting out. You got it. When you die, my guy, and you come back reincarnated, you still got to go to jail. So, it's been another video from your boy Drey. On our way to 200 subscribers. Hopefully we, I'm saying improving every day. Going up every day. I'm going to get me a new camera. But, like, comment, subscribe. And without further ado, I'm gone, YouTube.